What's going on, everybody? It's Jake Gribb here. Today, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the newly released DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2. They did update the final movie here, the sixth movie, Jurassic World Dominion. Along with this DLC, it gave you a couple of campaign missions, which is pretty cool. It does give you the Chaos Theory, which we're going to showcase here. And it also gives you a couple of challenge modes, so plenty of content there in the one drop. Definitely a fan of that. It did cost about $20, so if you're looking to go ahead and spend that, definitely go ahead and pick it up. It's pretty solid. I very much enjoyed myself here and highly recommend it. If you haven't seen the movie, definitely check that out as well. The critics did bomb it a little bit. I thought that was a little bit harsh. The movie was pretty good. It was probably like a 7 or an 8 out of 10, so definitely a solid movie. So I definitely recommend that as well. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the Chaos Theory here. It doesn't spoil too much of the movie, so don't worry about that. You can definitely check this out and still see the movie without losing any information. So without further ado, let's jump right into it.
You might think Isla Nublar is where everything changed. And you wouldn't be wrong. But that disaster affected more than the dinosaurs. The entire world was forced to come to terms with what happened and what we'd unleashed. We were too optimistic. Not about the animals, but about humanity. Without fail,
I am going to go ahead and skip the cinematic here. So
after the dinosaurs fled the Lockwood estate,
basically you get dropped on Owen Grady's ranch here. There's no other way to put it. It'll say that in the dialogue there. He has his little place here. That's kind of where you get started.
Even if that meant creating it at my own ranch.
Nice place. I always wanted a cabin out in the woods. With less dinosaurs, obviously.
Oh, it's more than a cabin. It's a ranch.
There's a difference?
thank you for getting here as quickly as you did, Cabot.
I'm kind of out there on this one. I need to get these dinosaurs back under control.
As long as you brought choppers with you, we can get started immediately.
Finch, you did bring helicopters, didn't you?
Look,
So one thing I do want to say about this Chaos Theory right off the bat, it shows that you only have a little bit of money there. Don't worry about that. It's actually invalid.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You're not going to lose any money here. It is 22 million, so it definitely is a lot, but you're not going to lose anything by doing all of these objectives here at the beginning. So don't sweat that.
Then let's start with the ranger teams. We need to herd the Parasaurolophus back to the ranch.
Yeah, okay. I'm good to go.
This is the most basic thing they do have that was in the movie here. You basically take control of the ranger team, and you kind of move the herd here a little bit. So this is a new mechanic that was just released with this Chaos Theory. Basically, you get a ranger team, and you can actually send and summon any dinosaurs or groups of dinosaurs. So that's what it wants us to do in this objective here. So it does give you a waypoint at the top of the map there. You can see on your compass. Looks like we have the whole herd here right in front of us. So we are good to go. So to go ahead and hit the down arrow and scroll down to the send command. And you can increase the radius or the size there by hitting triangle. So I definitely recommend the highest or the biggest one. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Hit R1 to send them. I am playing on the PlayStation 5, so it's R1 for me, but similar there for the Xbox and PC as well. Basically, just direct them straight forward here over to the waypoint. They are a little bit slow, but don't worry about that. As long as they have the exclamation point above their head, they are going to go ahead and move forward here.
Look at that. They're moving in the right direction. There you go.
The next step here is to go ahead and
That's the
put them
way home.
into the enclosure. It is to the top left of the map here. So just keep kind of going this way, and you'll run right into it. You only use this mechanic here for this part of the mission, but overall with the Ranger team, you can still use this mechanic at any point on any map. And if you aim it directly through a gate, the gate will automatically open up,
That should be the last of them.
and they'll be right in there.
Should be or is.
Looking around, I'd say we are good to go.
And you are always right.
The only thing that you need to
I
add
see
to the
my track
enclosure
record
is
says
some
yes.
ground
You
nuts.
have
Go ahead
to
and
be
take
right
care of
this
that right
time.
away.
First time you're wrong. Your lunch.
In some weird way, that does actually make sense.
Claire, can you double check? We got them all, right?
They're all accounted for, yes. But we still need to make sure the animals are safely housed in enclosures.
We're on it.
Just make sure that they are comfortable in their own enclosure here. You just need a 70% to take care of that. They're still expanding their territory a little bit. There's a little bit more here and on the corner, but
This is really starting to
they'll
feel
figure it
like
out.
an
You're good to go.
authentic DFW operation, Owen.
I guess it'll lose the charm of the ranch, but at least
Your main
my
part of the
property
park
value
is
will go up,
basically
right?
over here.
Let's just focus
You've got a
on getting the
response
buildings
facility
we
to start
need up
off.
and running.
Looks like you have a backup generator and your arrival point. So just a couple of basic buildings. So just the standard ones here at the beginning: control center, science center, shelter, and power station. It does require you to go ahead and build a small power station. Alternatively, you could just do the backup generators, which is honestly what I do every time I'm doing a map here. So once the small power station is built, you can actually just go ahead and demolish it immediately. You know, if you're not going to use it, if you're just going to roll with the backup generators like I do, once you complete the objective, you can literally just demolish it. That's what I'm going to do here.
Heads up, I'm getting word from my people that there may be an attempt
And the
to
only
steal
spoil
some of
about
our
the movie is going to
dinosaurs.
be right here as well.
people?
Basically, you're going to have some people that want to go ahead and steal your dinosaurs. They're called rustlers.
You do.
So in this chaos theory here, you go ahead and try to prevent that.
That makes
You're
more
going to take
sense.
control of the
How
ranger
many are we talking
team,
about
try
here,
to build some
Finch?
defenses,
My people
you know, a
didn't
couple of things
provide
like
a
that.
number.
Well, okay. That isn't great.
Just keep an eye on the dinosaurs.
Oh, we won't let any of the dinosaurs go missing.
We've got to position a ranger team to intercept the rustlers. They'll run rather than risk getting caught.
So if you've ever played any type of racing game, or the one I'm going to go ahead and allude to here is Grand Theft Auto, basically these rustlers don't like if you're all up in their business. They want to steal these dinosaurs with basically nobody looking here. So my biggest recommendation is to just go ahead and go full steam ahead and literally crush these rustlers here. Go full steam ahead and just hit them square on. It's going to scare them off real quick. So we're going to try to not hit a dinosaur. Full steam ahead there. The more that you hit them, the more likely they're going to go ahead and flee. Right there. Once the flag is waved, that basically says they're going to be retreating. We'll give them another bump for good measure. And hit them one more time. And that actually destroyed them. So if you hit them enough, they're going to go ahead and flee. But if you do hit them a couple more times, you can actually disable the vehicle, and they'll fully leave.
We're gonna have to secure the ranch from both inside and outside threats. The dinosaurs are too valuable. And now rustlers know where to find them.
When they come, and they will, they'll be looking for a weakness in our defense.
A little bit of an error there with the gate, but that's okay.
There is always a weakness.
So, what do you suggest?
I'm sure that eventually fixes itself, but the next step here is to go ahead and research structural defense. Let's go to the Science Center. You can click on L3 and immediately go right to it, but you don't have any scientists, so you do need to hire them. You're looking for a logistics here. You do need a level 3, or 3 combined traits, might I say. So this one has 6, so that would be sufficient there right away. But I'm going to hire a couple more, just to have some more options. And that'll be good. And there we go. That one stuck vehicle by the gate there, it did fix itself, so all good there. You normally get 2 ranger teams with the response facility, but with this chaos there, you actually only get 1. So you can't like buy an additional one or something like that. I guess you could technically build another one, but it's not really needed whatsoever. You know, the one truck here, the one ranger team, it's going to get it done. We'll speed up time here, no need to wait. You do have 2 other enclosures here. We're going to slowly build in the park kind of as the mission goes, but you know, this first part is basically going to go ahead and cover the rustlers, how to take care of them, how to fend them off, and repair your fences if need be. So you do unlock a couple of things there with that research.
Here, I thought you might need a little more help.
Go ahead and go to enclosures, go to rustler defenses here. We only have 1 enclosure at the current moment, so I'm going to throw most of these pretty much right on the corners.
Alan and
So we'll put one right there.
Your work with
Throw one there.
interest.
Yeah, we were sorry to hear about everything that happened. You know, with the volcano.
And then one more here
eruption,
in the final
escape of the
corner.
Lockwood Estate, and
These cameras are very, very large. They have a pretty good radius, so I'm going to throw this outside the enclosure.
Ellie and I are here, and we're willing to help.
And we'll put
We're so
another one
glad
on
to
this
have
side.
you.
And you, Owen.
You could build more. It does give you extra capacity, but just to satisfy the requirements, you only need 4 and 3 there.
But I led the operation. We learned a lot from him. Dr. Grant, do you have any raptor experience?
Yeah, you could say that.
Once you put down those couple of objects there, it's going to release another set of rustlers here. So just grab your ranger team, start booking it all the way over to your enclosure. Make sure to save your dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And just like the first time there, the most effective method to get rid of these rustlers is just go ahead and just ram them. Full speed ahead, Grand Theft Auto style, just crush them with full speed.
Looks like we have some uninvited guests.
That wasn't a hit that we wanted. That was a little bit weak, but that's okay. The more distance you put between yourself and the wrestler here, the more speed you can pick up. And there's the white flag, so they're going to go ahead and run away, so you're good with them. And we hit them directly head on, which is awesome there. That took care of them in one hit. They're going to go ahead and retreat. You could hit into them more just like that, but they're going to go ahead and run away anyways. So we'll let him go, and we actually destroyed that other one, so that's good. Fix up that fence real quick.
Looks like the DFW captured more dinosaurs. They'll be here soon.
Yes, they are on the way.
So we'll need to be ready for them.
We
And you
have
do
the
get a
right
couple
team
of
in
more
place to
dinosaurs here. You
handle
do get
this.
some Triceratops and some
Let's get the
Gallimimuses,
dinosaurs
so
into safe and
there's going to be a lot more
comfortable
Gallimimuses,
I
only a
gotta
couple of
admit,
Triceratops here, but
This is all
these
a little
enclosures are
surreal.
pretty similar in size, so it
I don't
doesn't
think
really
I could
matter
have
where you put
imagined
them.
a day when
Kind of your choice
we
there.
would be hurting dinosaurs.
We know, of
You always
course,
said
that
you
in order
wouldn't
for them
get
to be
moved and
comfortable
hurt.
in their enclosure, they're going to need some
Right.
water here,
I
so
was just
kind of get a head start on that. Put a little bit of water in the
You've
enclosure.
never made a guess in your life.
Well, I guess. Yeah, right.
Triceratops are going to need a little bit of forest, and we do get 5 Triceratops, I see. I'm going to throw them on this enclosure over here. It doesn't matter. Take your pick. These guys are going to need a little bit of forest. I'm not sure what else they'll need, so we'll just kind of hang tight right now. But since they were brought in there, we're not sure what they need exactly, so you do need to use your ranger team and go ahead and scan them just to know, what they need for their enclosure.
Asset has been delivered. Transportation complete. Confirming asset delivery.
You only need to scan 1 dinosaur there, but I'm just doing all 5 just to make sure they're doing okay. It does require a status check, so make sure to get your range team on that immediately. You do get 8 Gallimimuses.
Asset transportation underway.
We'll slow down the speed again. So along with the forest here, they need a little bit of ground fiber. So Triceratops need forest and ground fiber. Should be good for them. And it is 100% comfort there. They are good to go. Hopefully they don't destroy that ranger team. That would be preferable.
Asset transportation complete. Asset has been transported. Asset delivery confirmed. Transit has commenced.
Again, you do not need to scan all of the dinosaurs. As long as you scan 1, that'll take care of the whole herd.
Claire, some of our animals need medical attention. We're gonna need a place to treat them.
They need a little
Get
bit of
paleo
forest and
medical
some ground
facility
leaf,
built
and they'll be
right
good.
away.
Delivery complete. Asset delivered.
And they are comfortable now, and they're good, but as soon as you get these new couple dinosaurs, they're going to be sick. They're going to have some type of ailment. So go ahead and head over to your facilities here. Build a paleomedical. Looks like it's a rather large building. And make sure that you do cure them. So it looks like they have some type of disease here. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. It's a pretty tough name there. I'm also not a doctor. Won't ever claim to be. So just make sure to go ahead and go to the research there. take care of that. It doesn't take too long to research, so just kind of have your team here, take control, and just have them hanging out for the time being. You can either manually cure them here and medicate them, go hit the down arrow, go to medicate, or you could just have them do it themselves. I'm just going to go ahead and have them do it themselves. It's just a lot quicker, a lot easier. These guys do like to run away, I see. And you do have some more Rustler activity here. So go ahead and grab your Ranger team, take direct control, and start to head over there. So before the first two attacks, we only had one enclosure, whereas here we do have 3. So it becomes a little bit more difficult here, but they do give you a lot more leniency. It lets you go ahead and, doesn't really let you, but they can capture up to at least 9 dinosaurs, and you're still going to get the objective. You're still going to get it completed here. The goal is ultimately 0. Don't let them steal anybody, but if you do give up a couple, don't sweat it. You'll still pass the objective here. So we're going to try to go full steam ahead here, not hit a dinosaur. And they already have the white flag up. They're going to run away. So we'll leave them alone. We'll take care of this other team over here. Pretty solid hit right there. One more should do the trick. They do start to wave the flag and run away at about half health. And there's about 1/3 health there, so they're going to run away. They're not going to steal anybody. They did break one fence way over here. We're going to try to repair that real quick. That was a solid hit right there. They only took one hit, and they're actually going to go ahead and run away. And just for good measure, we're going to go ahead and destroy that team there. Try to teach them a lesson, but they are relentless. They do keep coming back.
Sure, they're gone for now, but they'll be back. And
Our Ranger team actually has a good amount of health here, probably about 75% or so. So we did crush 3 rustlers here, and we only sustained a little bit of damage, so not too bad.
These constant outside threats.
And the dinosaurs are too valuable.
They sure are. Just not in the ways you're imagining, Finch.
Research is the answer here. It's what we do. That and shoveling dinosaur.
Okay, so research it is. Let's see what other security measures we can devise.
So you do get to unlock the Structural Defense 2 here. This part of the mission is going to give us some access to a couple of other things to try to either spot the wrestlers here or to try to stun them without getting too far ahead here. Again, don't worry about your money. I'm sitting at about 18 million. No big deal. Money is not an issue on this chaos theory whatsoever, so don't sweat that. We do have access to a couple more buildings here, so just make sure to go ahead, go over to enclosures, go to Rustler defenses here, and we now have a watchtower, a flashbang trap, which is interesting, and a heat detector. So the flashbang trap seems like it's going to be the best thing. I would assume that it would just kind of stop them in their track for a certain amount of time. A watchtower is cool, and the heat detector, it's nice, but it's not that bad. This is a very wide area here. It seems like they try to come to this side of the enclosure, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this right here. You can only build one of those, unfortunately. I wish you could build more, but only one there. So we do have a couple of flashbang traps, which is very interesting. I'm going to go ahead and throw this right by the gate, so if they do run through the gate, they're just going to get stopped dead in their tracks there. It seems like they'd like to go on this corner for whatever reason, somewhere about here, so we're going to stick that over there. They haven't really tried to attack these couple guys over here, but we're going to put them by the gates anyways. I think we have one more gate over here. Yes, we do. And we need a heat detector. Looks like this is pretty large too. I'm going to go ahead and put them on the outside. You can put them on the inside if you want to. Your choice.
I feel like we're helping to create something special here. A better life for the dinosaurs.
You know, if we could just get the world to see dinosaurs the way we do, then we'd have a chance of truly saving them.
I'm going to go ahead and pause the game here real quick. You do get 3 more species of dinosaurs. There's plenty of room on this side of the map. You could definitely all put them together, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Basically section them off into 1, 2, and 3, all in this area here. This area to the north is actually all usable, so it's your choice where you want to put them. You could put them on this side of the map technically as well. I'm going to leave that for the time being here. We do have some predetermined room right next to these other guys over here, so I'm going to build on this portion, but it's totally up to you. You can go north or a little bit to the west if you so desire. But honestly, the most difficult part about this chaos theory is, if you notice here, it says 2,906 meters. So this is the amount of fencing that you can actually build. They do cap out your total number of fences you can build at some number here. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but once you get down to 0, you literally cannot build any more. That's different. That makes this a lot harder than it probably should be, but, you know, I like the challenge. I invite it. You shouldn't run into a problem with your fencing. I did a little bit with my other practice run through there. So just try to be mindful and, you know, try to connect them where you can, just to kind of save on fencing here. I've got this middle part right here. It takes care of both enclosures. Little T here as well. It takes care of all 3 of them. So try to be smart in your building and just kind of use all of the available space, because you could run out of fence for the first time in any chaos theory here.
How can we make this better?
Finch says the DFW captured more species of dinosaurs. They should arrive today.
Good. They're doing their job, and we will make sure that we do ours.
Keeping our dinosaur ratings up should further help things along. An expedition center should be part of our plans, too. We need to get one built.
I'm actually not quite ready for these guys, so I'm going to go ahead and hit circle here and give me 2 more minutes, but those guys are, you know, kind of the long necks there, so I'm going to build them a little bit to the side here. Actually, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to put these guys on the top. Sorry, I hit the wrong button there. I'm going to put these guys on the top here. Going to connect them over to this fence, or kind of at least over here somewhere. We'll choose this side. We'll put them over here. That's plenty of room for the big guys there, so they're going to be good. We do have other 2 smaller species here, so I'm going to kind of finish up with this part.
Asset has been collected. Asset being transported.
Of course, we know we're going to need some water, so just kind of stick that in ahead of time.
delivered. Asset delivery confirmed. Delivery complete.
I always forget to put gates on my enclosures here, so I'm going to try to do that ahead of time, rather than send the ranger team over there and then have them say, oh, we don't know where to go. So make sure to put gates up there.
Been completed. Commencing asset transit.
And we'll put the big guys over here.
Transportation underway. Commencing asset transit.
And we actually forgot to connect that portion of the gate, or the fence, might I say. So he might wander out a little bit, but that's okay.
Asset has been delivered. Transportation complete. Transit has commenced. Confirming asset delivery. Asset transportation complete. Asset transported.
We're going to go ahead and tranquilize these guys real quick and move them to this side of the enclosure. They just need a little bit of forest and some ground leaf, and they'll be good.
Asset collection request received. Asset requiring collection.
These guys need some forest, ground leaf, and water. We do have some guys in the back here. Make sure to send your team over there. Take care of them so they don't try to break out and run away.
Assets in the air.
Alright, we finally fixed the fence there, so no danger to guests anymore. That'll update in just a second. Yep, the fence is secure. We're good to go there.
Delivery has been completed.
Those guys are content. These guys are content. We just need to take care of these big guys here in the back. Our ranger team is on its way. They already have water, so they're good to go there. They're probably going to need some type of forest or some type of tall leaf, I would assume. But we'll let our ranger team do their job. And all they need is some tall leaf. We already have some forest in there. That should be good, hopefully. And it is 100% comfort. These guys are all good to go. You do need an expedition center. I was just kind of waiting on that objective because I wanted to make sure all these dinosaurs were comfortable. They don't try to escape or flee or anything to that degree. Looks like there's not enough room right there. That's okay. They do give you a lot of these large trees, just kind of by default on the ranch here, and you can actually demolish them. I'm going to go ahead and try to take care of a little bit of this, just to give our guests a more clear view of our dinosaurs.
Okay, everyone, I am afraid I have some bad news.
Here it comes. Like it always does.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, the good news is I have a solution.
Just give us the bad news.
Okay. The bad news is that the DFW is out of money.
I'd say that's pretty bad.
The DFW can no longer contribute funds to help cover the costs for keeping this place operational. But I have a potential solve. We're gonna have to open the ranch to visitors.
Wait, what?
Really? There has to be another solution.
I agree. What else can we do?
I don't think there is anything. I honestly don't see any other choice but to open the ranch to visitors.
You realize that this idea has never worked and always ends in chaos.
No one's expecting a theme park or a zoo.
So you do get a
Think
lot
of
of
it as a
characters kind of
wildlife
talking in the background here, and you do see
with
Alan Grant,
merchandise.
the original from the
And it's
movie there. You do
going
see
so
Claire
well.
Owen
We
as
can
well.
set it up as a
Cabot Finch, of course.
non-profit animal preserve.
And I believe you
the
also get
proceeds
Ellie. I
can
see
help
her,
us cover the
her face
costs
there at the
to
top. I
help care
didn't
for the
catch her
dinosaurs.
talking. I was kind of demolishing
I'll
some
have to
trees,
tell
but
that hurt.
you do get plenty of dialogue here. There's nothing to do besides just kind of wait it out.
But look, you can limit the amount of guests you let in, and then it won't be so difficult to manage. Then you start branching out as much or as little as you want to.
Well, if we have no other choice, I guess we give it a shot.
So once you get these other 3 groups of dinosaurs, you're going to have some rustler activity.
Look at those idiots. Do they have any idea what they're walking into?
Again, it gives you up to 10 dinosaurs here that they can steal. Try to not let them steal any, but if you give away a couple, you know, that would be sad, of course, but you'll still complete the objective. Just try to be proactive here, get your ranger team over there as soon as possible. For whatever reason, they always try to attack this portion of the map. I don't know why, if that's just kind of by default there. Pretty good timing there. We actually able to hit them. And those guys have the white flag up, so they're going to run away. They're going to flee. We do have one more team right there. I'm going to try to take care of them before they steal some of our dinosaurs. And apparently we got stuck on that tree. So they did manage to take out one of our big friends there, but they didn't take them. They're going to start to run away. They did call up the white flag. We're stuck in a little bit of trees here. Try to go a different way. They did steal one dinosaur. That's our first one that we lost throughout this mission, but that's okay. You know, it's a little bit sad, of course, but we do have up to 10. Alright, that wasn't the smoothest there, but we ultimately did still
Now that we have
managed to
guests,
pass the
we'll need
objective
to
there.
retrofit some of our buildings.
Claire, you know better than any of us what the guests will want. What should we do first?
They'll want to be close to the dinosaurs. They'll want to see them. You really can't believe they're real until you've laid eyes on them for yourself.
That truly is the wonder of it. That moment, it never leaves you.
No, it never does.
But you can't safely give the guests that experience, can you?
We can set up viewing areas. Guided tours are certainly an option. And there are new park buildings we can get up and running as well.
Buildings up and running? Good. People up and running?
Yeah, I know. That also never leaves you.
No, it does not.
We do have 2 down gates here all the way in the back. So hopefully our friend does not try to leave here. They're pretty slow, so hopefully they won't. But we managed to go ahead and fend off the wrestlers there. Alright, so your last set of objectives here for part 1 of this chaos theory is to go ahead and make sure that you have 75% dinosaur visibility, build a functioning guided tour, and make sure that enough dinosaurs are available on said guided tour. So I'm going to demolish some of this pathing here. I'm going to put the park tour on this side of the map. You do have to research that, so we'll take care of that first. In the meantime, we'll put up a couple of viewing galleries here. And there isn't quite enough room there. I'm actually going to go ahead and remove this gate. I'm going to put a viewing gallery right here, just so they can kind of peek into this side of the map and do see some of the dinosaurs. The wrestler happened to be directly in the path of the gate there, so that's why it was giving us a little bit of an error, but now that we fully demolished them, took them out, now we're good to go. Your guided tour cannot go through water, so definitely make sure to avoid that. That's kind of why I put the water in the center of the enclosure, just specifically for that reason, because I know that you do have to go around it. So that would be my tip here. Try to put the water in the middle of your enclosure. We're going to demolish that flashbang trap there. It's a little bit in the way. I'm going to demolish that gate there, as well as that flashbang trap. We needed that to be just a little bit more straight here, so we're going to go and edit that real quick. And now we're good. And there we go. There's the guided tour. So it's going to span over 1, 2, 3, 4 enclosures. So that's going to bring up a lot of visibility there. So all we need is a little bit more dinosaur visibility, but they do have this fence here. I'm not really sure why or what the whole point of it is, so I'm going to actually demolish all of this here. It's going to give us some more fencing to put down later. As I stated before, you do have a capped number of distance of fencing that you can put up. And you don't need any of this stuff as well. You can totally delete that if you want to. I think that's just a little bit of homage to the movie, personally. So I'm going to get rid of all of that. We can always edit the path a little bit later. We just need to basically get it set up so we can get this park open and open for business. And dinosaur visibility has increased to somewhat over 75%, but that's all you need here. So we're good to go. All of the objectives are complete here. All we have to do is open up the park to the public, which is going to be right over here by this red objective. So this is what my park looks like here for part 1 of the Jurassic World Dominion Chaos Theory. I do have a couple of the tall long necks in the back here. These guys were kind of given by default and put into this enclosure, so not much you could do. Not much you could really do about that one. You're given these two kind of here at the beginning, the Gallimimus and the Triceratops. And you're given these two guys as well, but there's plenty of space on this park, and as I mentioned earlier, there's space up here to the north, a little bit to the west, and you can actually go down here to the south as well. It kind of looks like this water is a little bit of a barrier, but it's really not. You can actually get rid of this water, as you can see here, just for example. So you can use the bottom portion of the map as well. There's plenty of space to complete this Chaos Theory. I pretty much filled up the top portion here and just a tad on the bottom of a practice run, but there's all this extra space, so you'll definitely be able to complete that without using all this space here. So let's go ahead and open up the park, make it officially good to go, and have the guests start flowing in.
So we'll have have to build some other accommodation.
So we're going to go ahead and pause it here at this point. We're going to go ahead and cut off the video. The difficult part with this chaos theory is that there's only a limited number of guests that will come to this park. They were kind of saying that through the dialogue there that we really weren't listening to. But basically, rather than having 1,000 or 2,000 guests come like your normal chaos theories here, you're only going to have somewhere around 200. So you have to eventually get to a 5-star park with a limited number of guests, only about 200 or so approximately here. So that's the difficult part, but that'll be for part 2 and possibly part 3. Not sure how long it will take. My test run was about 2 hours and 40 minutes, so not too bad, but we're going to officially end this video here, being part 1 of the Jurassic World Dominion Chaos Theory. Again, this is what the park looks like. So I appreciate everybody who was tuned in here to go ahead and watch this, and if you are new to the channel, or definitely want to make sure you check out parts 2 and 3, definitely make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more content, and we'll catch you guys on parts 2 and 3.